What is going on with you, YouTube? This is Regular Dave coming at you with another video. Yo, we gonna watch this trailer real quick, then I'm gonna hop into it after, break it down a little bit.
You feel people close to you, feel people by you, and after a while, it just becomes second nature.
With player sense, players are aware of what's going on around them and they do appropriate action.
We've expanded player sense. Characters are making hundreds of calculations per second.
Running line of sight checks on the ground, they're actually checking what's ahead of them.
So players do things that are very subtle, but make them seem much more intelligent on the field.
The battle up front is one of the most important parts of being successful on offense or defense.
Our big feature with the war in the trenches is pass blocking.
One of the first things we wanted to address with pass blocking is making sure that the linemen were aware of the spot that they needed to protect in the pocket. Our guys are able to make up to 60 calculations per second when finding a target. That's 5 guys across the line, all in the goal to set a passing pocket and to throw the ball.
When you watch these guys picking up blitz and do double teams and sorting, what you realize is they're not only thinking on their own, but they're thinking as a team.
But football is a very physical game, so what you're going to see is the offensive line really fighting the defensive line.
The war in the trenches, man, they have to be able to fight. You know, our guys, they fight as hard as they can.
There's a handful of elite running backs in the league. You know, they all possess some kind of quality about them that's unique.
Step locomotion actually stitches individual leg clips or step clips together based on what you're doing with the stick.
It's going to make you feel more like you have a true sense of speed as you're running.
The faster you're moving, the more steps you have to take to actually gather yourself.
And takes into account the speed and momentum of the player.
As you watch these players, they start looking more and more like football players and less like video game characters.
Alright, man, so I'm back on my sports grind, man. I took a break from playing sports video games. I just felt like this generation of sports video game just kind of burnt me out a little bit. And I just felt like, I'm not going to get the game I want. I could take a year off, and this is the first year off I've taken from playing sports video games since I started gaming when I was 5. That's always been my main genre. All the new people to my channel that came to me for GTA, I started off with sports games, analyzing them, breaking them down, playing them the whole 9. So I'm back at it, man, and next gen got me rejuvenated. All right, man, the Madden next gen clip is out. This will be what I'm buying for next gen, probably my main purchase for the PS4 or Xbox One. I haven't decided which one I'm getting it for, probably PS4. All right. First thing we're going to talk about is the player sense, man, and that's definitely a good thing, man. Players need to be more aware of what's going on the field. Artificial intelligence, man, that has been one thing that's been on probably the back of the box of every sports game since I've been playing them, is improve AI, improve artificial intelligence, improved AI. Like, it's been repeated over and over. So, you know, getting these video game players to look smarter has been a goal of video game developers, sports game developers for a long time. And you can't really not player sense them recognizing, oh, somebody's in front of me, somebody's on the side of me, let me bend out the way. Oh, here's the sideline, I need to tiptoe, get a couple more yards. Now, how deep are they going to go with this player sense is something I'm concerned about. Not concerned about, but I'd like to know. Are they going to go all the way with it? You know, like you tiptoeing on the sideline, but you're close to the goal line so they reach the ball out? Or is it just going to be kind of canned? Yeah. I'm leaning towards, especially for Madden 25, it's going to be probably more canned and probably less things than we would like to see, but it's a, you know, it's a good look for right now. All right, I'll say the next thing they showed was probably the most important part of the trailer, and that was the trenches. And I'll start off by saying, yo, anybody going crazy over this trailer has the memory of a fish, because we've seen things before that we liked and it didn't quite materialize into what we thought it was going to be. So, you know what, you got to kind of temper yourself when you see something good and say, I'll wait and see. Now, I'll say this much. The actual animations of the trenches, they look amazing. I don't want to really downplay that. The animations of the trenches, the offensive line and defensive line animations, they look great. They said they have 300 new offensive line animations, 300 new defensive animations, and you can check the archives. That's something I've been talking about. I've probably made at the minimum 5 videos on saying, yo, they need to scale back the animations, you know, in other areas and add some to the offensive and defensive line, because a lot of times you see 2 defensive linemen doing the exact same animation, like, you know, synchronized swimmers. So kudos to them for making these animations look great and outstanding. But the question I do have, I have a couple questions. One question I have is, how dynamic are these animations? You know, because they always stop just short of what I want to see, and that's, how does he get to the quarterback? You know, when they show that defensive end coming off the edge and it looks like he's within arm's reach, he may be within arm's reach of getting to sacking the quarterback. Does he reach out and grab the quarterback? Or are these animations just playing out for the sake of being really good looking animations? And that goes back to a video I made that said EA needs to just let football play out. Because if that defensive end is coming off the corner and then you have that outstanding looking animation, and once that's over, he stops and you gotta start going back to the quarterback, it's like, okay. And it's like EA is teasing it because I don't know. That's why I don't have a whole lot of confidence. Right when what you want to see is about to play out, it cuts off. And that's just a question that I have, which will tell me how good the trenches will be. Another thing, from looking at a couple of the videos and a little bit of the language they use, I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of psychic offensive linemen. I get it, offensive linemen are a team or a unit, they help each other out, double team, pass block, and all that. But my guess, and you know, they put out more videos than just this trailer, I'll try to throw those in here too, is that you're going to see offensive linemen with eyes in the back of their head. All of a sudden they're double team pass blocking, somebody gets free and they're running halfway across the line to block that person, when in reality they have no idea that person got free. I personally believe we're going to see quite a bit of that until they can get that straightened out, if they ever get that straightened out. But trenches visually look great as far as the animation goes. It's really going to come down to the AI and how dynamic these 300 new animations are. When you got a defensive end, when you got Von Miller, linebacker, defensive end hybrid coming off the corner, he dips his shoulder, the quarterback's in front of him, all he has to do is reach out and grab him, if he could do that, or some, you know, crazy tackle animation has to play out. We will see. That is a big question mark to me. Now, second thing, the last thing they showed is the thing that probably I have the most concern about, and that's the player true step, because they showed some stuff in here, man, that I'm just really not keen on. Primarily, I think it was Doug Martin, who, I think that's the clip right there where he's running, stops, does a spin in place, he gets cleaned up, but that didn't look good at all. And I hope that's not a sign of what's to come from the true player step. Also, I would like to see players, you know, in the open space, you know, have they improved the running animations? Do players show acceleration? Do they animate acceleration? A lot of things still to be seen, man. I'm not going to go too crazy over this trailer, but I'm not going to rip it too much because, you know, the jury's still out, man. I'm going to have to see a little bit more. And I'll dig into it a little deeper. This was just jumping back into it really quick, just analyze it, breaking it down. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I already know some people hate it, some people love it, but I love to see what you guys have to say, and I'll get at you guys another time. Peace.